Hello and welcome to the first Vintage Cube by the Fireside. This is a Supreme Draft, so it's going to be 18 different boosters where we get to pick 2 per pack. We're not drafting with anybody, we just get to basically first pick 2 cards 18 times in a row. So in this format, blue's obviously very strong because you can expect to get power fairly regularly, like stuff like Time Walk. And you're going to want to be primarily in blue with a light splash, because taking lands when you only have 36 cards can be a little bit it basically means you don't have many options for what you can play. So we're obviously going to take Time Walk here, and I think going with Chrome Mox as well can be good. Since we're going to have basically a vintage deck, then being able to power stuff out can be very strong. Here in pack 2, anything that Ancestral goes pretty well with Time Walk. Watery Grave can be good. Rabblemaster, blue-red, can be very good with Time Walk as well. I think we'd like to try to stay in blue. I can always pitch Ancestral Chrome Mox at some point as well. So we'll take that, and I suppose a Watery Grave. Here, we're going to take a Mox Jet, and Bribery can definitely be pretty good. I haven't seen too many I've played this format one other time, and I haven't seen too many other decks where Bribery is good against. Most of the decks are low to the ground, bunch of Moxes and Planeswalkers as far as I've seen. Obviously we're going to take Mox Jet here, and I think Lodestone Golem might be a good follow-up to that. I mean, we're probably going to get a couple different Moxen, and being able to get down a Lodestone Golem fairly early can really decimate your opponent. Here I think we're going to take a Coalition Relic, and maybe a Force of Negation as well. Thirst for Knowledge is actually quite good as well, especially since we're probably going to have a few Moxen, and Chrome Mox we might want to discard as we go further on. It also allows us to try to do some Reanimator shenanigans if that's something that we're interested in doing. So yeah, I think we're going to go with Force of Negation and Thirst for Knowledge. Alrighty. I think Remand's a very strong card, especially if we can semi-consistently have 2 mana on turn 1. I also really like Flooded Strand. We're pretty much mono blue right now, but if we want to be able to fetch for black or white, then that could be useful in the future. So I think we're just going to take Remand, and yeah, we'll take the Flooded Strand. We might actually want to be some sort of Storm deck. We've got a decent base for it, but we would need a lot of help with probably a High Tide, that sort of stuff. Fast Bond would be pretty good if we end up getting that Gush to come around. Tolarian Academy. Is this an Academy deck? It's certainly a counterspell deck. I'm going to take that one and be pretty happy about it. Yeah, I think this is an Academy deck, and we can definitely start building to be closer in that direction. Alrighty. Here, I think Eternal Witness Time Walk is a very real combo. Monastery Mentor is very good if we have these Moxen. Unfortunately with the Witness we don't have any don't really have many green cards, or any green cards, and no green fixing either, and it being double green can be a bit rough. Because we took Tolarian Academy, I think we might want... Tezzereth's not particularly strong. You have some white fixing to go with Monastery Mentor. I think that's a very good card. This can, you know, Seagate Stormcaller combos with Time Walk, so we're going to take that, and I think we're also going to take the Mentor. Ooh, now this is a good one. I think we're going to take Monocrypt and Ruby. Be pretty happy about it. This can really only help put out Lodestone Golem, maybe a turn 1 Thirst, or with Tolarian Academy it can help do a lot more stuff than that. And then we'll probably, and the Ruby's obviously a Ruby, so it's a fairly easy picks there. Here I think we might go with a Charticourse and probably a Misty. If we can get a Tundra or a Hollowed Fountain, then that'll be very good for us. Ooh, actually, Counterspell. We probably should take the Counterspell since we're so heavy in green, or blue. And the Charticourse. I don't think we particularly want the Charticourse right now, so we'll just take the Misty. Here, I think this is a pretty darn good probe deck. We're going to need to pick up some threats at some point here, though. So, I think we're going to go with probe. I don't think Library of Alexandria is particularly good, especially with all of these fast mana. We're probably going to empty our hand fairly quickly, so I think we're going to take the probe and play the Narset as well. There we go, Tundra, that can really help with our Mentor. And then for our second card, I think we are going to take we've got some really big mana stuff here, but nothing to really help, nothing that really pays it off. So I think we are going to take a Grim Monolith, but we're going to start really looking for win conditions here, and I think Ashiok's a fantastic win condition, especially if we can get to Time Walk with her in play. And then I also really like Glen Elendra, especially since it's semi-likely that we can play her turn 1, so we do have 3-4 black sources so far, so I do like that. Arid Mesa doesn't fetch what we want, neither does Wooded Foothills, so yeah, I think we're going to take Glen here. I think Burning can be, no, we don't have any red fixing, and we do only have 6 packs left, so I think we are going to take Consecrated Sphinx, seems like a no-brainer. And then probably a Worm Coil. We are definitely hurting for win conditions. Frantic Search I really like. I really like Click as well. Mana Crypt. I think we're gonna pick up Crypt, and then maybe this could be an Elspeth deck. We only have the 1 Tundra and the Flooded Strand. We are pretty heavy blue. I don't want to waste too many more picks on lands. So I think we're gonna take Click, and here Ooh, we can't pass Fractured Identity. That's one of the best cards in the cube, and this is actually looking like a fantastic Mind Twist deck, so we are going to take that. Seagate Stormcaller, another combo with Time Walk, but outside of Time Walk, we don't really have much else that it goes well with. We'll keep it in the off chance that we do draw them both. But I think just having the one is fine. Jace could be very good. That lets us flashback Time Walk, and I do like Teferi as well, so I think that's what we're going to do. Take Jace, Teferi. Ooh, another Mind Twist, you say? I've been really interested to see how Felidar Retreat goes in Vintage Cube. I have a feeling it probably won't go very well, but definitely want to give it a try at some point, because that thing is pretty unbeatable in traditional creature matchups, especially if you have stuff like Fast Bond and Crucible of Worlds, that sort of thing. I think we'll take the second Mind Twist, and I think I like Brainstorm. We've got 2 fetches to go with it. Or we can take Tezzeret. Yeah, we'll take Tezzeret. Another Fractured Identity. I'm interested in that. This is our last pick, but I'm happy taking Fractured Identity. Maybe we just take a Godless Shrine. Can get, if that means Flooded Strand can, looks like it can already get blue-black. Or blue, black, and white. I don't think this is a Council's Judgment deck. We don't have the double white can be quite difficult for us, I think. Alright, so we have 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 25 playables. I think we take the Gear Hulk. Counterspell, Remand, Force, Thirst. Yeah, I like that. Alrighty. Take those out. Probably going to make some cuts. I think Seagate Stormcaller is probably pretty weak. I mean, it really only combos with Time Walk, and we have Jace to do that, and otherwise it doesn't really do anything unless we somehow manage to hit 10 mana so we can, or 12 mana so that we can kick Seagate Stormcaller. Oh no, that doesn't even work. It still has to be CMC 2 or less, right? Yep. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a cut. We should probably cut one more. Tezzeret seems pretty weak. So, one white, one black. I think that's fine. We have the Mox Jet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black sources for 3 black cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources for 4 black cards, or 4 white cards. I think we probably don't need the Grim Monolith. I think our white's we I just need more blue too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blue sources. Let's take the click out and add another land. Alright. I'll see you in round 1. Alright, here we are, round 1. This hand seems... We're a white source away from being able to do some busted stuff, but unfortunately we don't have a white source, and we don't even have double blue. So I think we are going to mulligan this. This is okay on the draw. I think we'll keep this, put the Gear Hulk on the bottom. Could have a turn 1 Jace up. We've got 2 looks at a Mox in here and Chrome Mox. That's a pretty good one. So I'm gonna start off with Probe. They've got a Force, nothing to pitch, a Simic Signet, and a Solemn. Awesome. So we are going to be able to get the Solemn out fairly quickly, but I think it's best to just get down the Jace on turn 1. I don't think we really need Counterspell for anything, so we are going to pitch that to the Chrome Mox. And then we're going to cast Jace. Here they're probably just going to play Island Simic Signet. Yep. Yep. Oof, Lodestone Golem. I think we are going to loot and see where that gets us. All these cards are great. I think we actually might want to just... This is tough. I think we're gonna bin the Mind Twist because we can flash it back with Jace. Grab the Watery Grave so we can flash it back with Jace when we want to. And throw down a Lodestone Golem. Puts them on a decent clock, and it makes it so their Force of Will isn't free, so that we can potentially cast our Time Walk next turn. So if they have a blue card in their hand, I think we'll loot. We don't really need this island. We're looking for a white source for the Fractured Identity, so we are going to attack. And then we will cast Time Walk. Start out by looting with Jace. I don't think we really need the remand. We'll recast Time Walk. Get in for 5 more. going to get in for another 5. They're probably just going to have to play Solemn next turn just to chump my Lodestone. And at that point we can Mind Twist the rest of their hand after they draw a card with the Solemn. Yep, there's the Solemn. Goodness. Be fantastic if we had a white source. Let's get in for the 5. They can't play that for another few turns. Let that go through. And I think we're in the driver's seat. Mind Twist for 4, costs 6 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are just going to do that. Mind Twist. Make them discard their hand. Now they have to top deck either an answer for Lodestone Golem or... Nope, sorry, that's not an artifact. Ooh, Hull Breacher. Okay. Gotta keep Hull Breacher in mind. And that's game. Alright. On to sideboarding. I think Vendilion Click might be decent against them. I don't think we really want Grim Monolith. Is there anything that's bad against them? They're just kinda blue stuff like we are. Classic blue stuff versus blue stuff. I think we're more set up to be aggressive against them, so I don't think we really want the click. Be bored out for the click. Because of the Hull Breacher, I think we board out Ancestral for the click. And this looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll keep this. Yep. Sure. Semic Signet, you got it. You got another one? Goodness, that was a turn 1. Unfortunately, Time Walk Go seems like a pretty sad play, but it's the only way we can really have Counterspell open for their next turn. That might just be something that we have to do. Maybe we can flash it back later with Jace, but we're really not getting much value out of this Time Walk, especially if they force it right here. They could still have Force of Will. I mean, that's not a particularly scary Time Walk. It's really not doing me anything other than basically an Explorer. And so we're just going to play the island and pass the turn. Now we have Counterspell up. So if they have anything to do with all this mana that's too scary, we at least have something to deal with their first threat. Thran Dynamo is fine. Don't really want to draw any more lands, and we don't want to open ourselves up to Wasteland either, so we'll throw down the Flooded Strand. I don't think this deck is going to be, or this matchup is going to be too much about life totals, so I'm not too worried about shocking next turn, or in the next couple turns if I have to. And I don't really want to play Glen Elendra. Elendra shields down, especially when they have this much mana available. Let's see what you got for a lot. Walking Ballista X4. We are going to attempt to counter that. Ooh, Fractured Identity. I think we'll save that a little bit longer. We want to tap our non-basics so that we can play around Wasteland. You always do that if you can. I mean, I'm not going to be using the white for anything, so. If they do anything too scary this turn, then we have Fractured Identity with Glen backup. If they do nothing, that's fine too. We can just keep beating down for 2. Or start beating down for 2. And this click was actually a great draw here. Lets us take a gander, see what our opponent is doing, to see if we want to just run out Consecrated Sphinx or if we need to be a little bit more conservative. Opposition Agent, you say? Yeah, that's fine. We can't really do anything about it anyway. Untapping the Monk, probably a good idea. They didn't have anything to spend their mana on last turn. It makes sense that they wouldn't this turn either. Yep, take the 3. The reason I'm end step as opposed to draw stepping the click is because I want them to tap down for something, and honestly the Scarab God's not that bad. We can Fractured Identity that and be pretty happy about it. With Glen backup. Let's see what they've got in their hand. If they've got anything to mess with this. Ooh, Force of Negation. Time Spiral. Well, we've got the Glen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 6 mana, so if they want to Force of Negation, I have no problems just sacrificing the Glen just one time. Give us a little, basically 2 for nothing. And Swamp, that was an okay, fine draw. Let's get in with Glen and click. And we will Fractured Identity the Scarab God, and I can't imagine that they're going to come back from this very easily. If they can't attack with Opposition Agent, they have to chump next turn. I think this was a great addition to the cube. Oof. If they Time Spiral, we're just going to counter that with Glen. Yep. And that is it. Alright. I will see you guys round 2. Alrighty, welcome back for round 2 of Vintage Cube. We are on the draw, and I think this hand is perfectly cubable. We can Mentor on turn 2, or we can Mind Twist for 2. I think we are going to do nothing for now. See what we draw. Narset, you say? Oh, we don't have any cards that draw, so that's not that big a deal. Narset reveals Cryptic Command. They will have that open next turn, so I think this turn we are going to try to resolve a Mentor. Yeah, and we're gonna do the probe. It's not gonna be able to. We're not gonna be able to draw a card off of it, but we'll get a token, and we will be able to take a look at their hand to see what we need to be playing against. Or alternatively, we can pitch probe to Chrome Mox. Yeah, let's pitch probe to Chrome Mox. It's not really going to be doing too much for us. Just go Mentor go. And this puts some pressure on Narset as well. Ooh, Ancestral. That's bad for us. Braid is also bad for us. Well, they don't have Cryptic up now, so they do have 7 cards in their hand. We can Mind Twist them for 3. I think we just Jace Time Walk. Let's start with the Time Walk. We'll Jace. Pass the turn to me. Monocrypt was a great draw there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can Mind Twist them for 5. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Actually. I'm sorry. Hey, Daisy. Come on, Annie. So Jace needs 5 to flip, and we have 4. So I think we Jace first, and then we can flashback Time Walk. Tails never fails. Awesome. Ooh, Ashiok's quite good as well. I think we're just gonna plus Jace. Now the question is, do we Ashiok or do we Mind Twist? I think we Ashiok. I think that's going to do quite a bit for us. They've got to deal with that. See what we exiled. Oh my goodness, they have double Ancestral. That was good job, Ashiok. I don't know if we could beat 2 Ancestral Recalls. Mind Twist goes a long way. If they leave Cryptic Command up, I mean, we've got Planeswalkers on the battlefield, so we're more than happy to just do nothing but activate our Planeswalkers and pass the turn back. And Cryptic, it could return one of our Planeswalkers and draw a card, but that's really not going to do a whole lot for them. Yep, Soul Ring. this stage in the game, the Soul Ring isn't particularly scary. Based on what I've been seeing, this cube and the last one I played, most decks cap out around 4 mana, 4 CMC. Ooh, Dak Faden is a good one though. You gonna steal our Mana Crypt or our Chrome Mox? Mana Crypt. Alright. Tap in response so they don't get the mana. Consecrated Sphinx, that's not gonna do a whole lot. Ooh. Deceiver Exarch? Urza. That was a pretty good hit. I will Mind Twist them for 3. Remember to plus the Jace. And Dak is actually really good with Narset because they can target us with it, and we draw 1 card and then discard 2, so they could get us Hellbat. Which is why I think we're going to have to put this Urza into play next turn. And so we can start pressuring their walkers. I mean, as of right now, it'll give us a 1/4 and a 2/2. The 1/4 will be able to kill Narset, and then the 2/2 won't be able to kill Dak unless we draw another artifact. And they can steal the 2/2, unfortunately. Oh, they chose them. That was nice of them. Commit my Ashiok. We are going to hold this land because if they do end up targeting us with Dak Faden, we'd like to discard land Consecrated Sphinx instead of having to discard Consecrated Sphinx into Ashiok. Always yield there. They don't know what we have in hand, so we're not just going to yield through the turn. Well, now they do know what we have in our hand, so we will yield through the turn. They make a land drop. That's good for us. They've got plenty of mana. So lands, I'm sure, are dead draws. Oh, yep, they stole our Chrome Mox, and they have Cryptic in hand. That was rough. When they redrew the deck. Still targeting themselves. I mean, that's good for us. One of the nice things about Ashiok there is it exiled. As opposed to milling. So there's still only 15 cards left in deck. I mean, we're very slowly working towards a Jace ultimate. Cryptic Jace, you say? Yep, I think Frost Titan will do it. We don't have any answers for that. And we weren't drawing any answers for that. So I think Click seems good against them. In fact, maybe it should just be in the main deck. I do like Counterspell, Probe, Mentor is good. I like Fractured Identity. There was a good amount of things that it was good against there. Mind Twist is fantastic with all this fast mana. I still like Ancestral. Maybe we take out the Lodestone Golem. Or the Worm Coil. Let's take out the Worm Coil. I don't think that's really doing much in this matchup. I would like to play first, and this hand seems alright. We could have a turn 2 Archmage if we draw any sort of fast mana. Yeah, we'll keep this. Really wish that was a Mox Diamond instead of a Chrome Mox, but such is life. We're going to start out with Island, Chrome Mox, and we're going to pitch Thirst for Knowledge. I think Glen is going to be much more valuable than Thirst for Knowledge. It'll be able to pressure some Planeswalkers if they get them down early. And obviously she's a very strong play. Unfortunately, we have no black mana for the Mind Twist. Coalition Relic's fine. We counter their payoffs. Ooh. Let's tap like this, play a Narset. If we see a artifact in those, Spell Pierce, that was bad. Yeah, we can't pay for Spell Pierce. We have shields down and they're untapping with quite a bit of mana. Ooh, nothing. That's fantastic for us. Well, we got nothing for you either. Really like to be able to have another land, or even better, some sort of another Mox or Crypt in play before we play Glenalandra, so we can have counter spell or her backup. That's alright too. Seaver Exarch, that's totally fine. Yep. Yep. Ooh, Sheldock, that's a good one. That's something our deck would have really liked. Well, I think we're going to end step click them. Or we could end step click ourselves. I think that might be a better idea. Get rid of this stinky Mind Twist. I imagine this is getting countered anyway. Glad they didn't bounce my Chrome Mox. Another counter spell. Well, I guess we will continue to wait until we draw a land or a Moxen. Oh, we should not have yielded through the turn there. Yikes. We'll just remand that. Now we're in a really poor position. This would be a very different game if we had that Moxen available. We'd have 5 mana instead of 3, and we'd be able to try and twist their whole hand. As is, I think we just hold up Counterspell again. Let's be proactive. I don't think they've been making consistent land drops, so oof, Brainstorm, being able to hide their good cards, discard lands, yep. I think this game's pretty much over now. They can start activating Urza or just hitting us for 5 a turn, putting us on a 3-turn clock, and there's not many things we can draw that can prevent them from doing so. Especially if they don't do anything here. I can't imagine they don't have a counterspell in their hand. Well, Mana Crypt was probably the best draw we could have asked for. I think we'll cast Glen. It resolves. Okay, that's pretty great for us. Alright, moving in the right direction. If we resolve a Consecrated Sphinx next turn, then that can really help us turn things around. We can start blocking the construct. Yep, spin Urza, Shelldock Isle. That was pretty good for them. One of the few things that we can't interact with. Karn. Yeah, we'll counter the Karn. Take 5, down to 4. Let's get lucky. Whew. Nox Ruby was a good draw. Play Consecrated Sphinx. And oh, we lose to a Mana Crypt either way, so might as well get in for one. Ooh, Teferi, that's good. If we can survive this turn, then we can bounce our Mana Crypt. Sure, what you got under there? Time Warp? Yeah, we'll counter that. What else you got? Time Twister. Sure, I'll draw 14 cards. Basically drawing until we get to Fairy, because he is our only way to be able to get rid of this Mana Crypt. Oh, come on. Teferi? No. Well, we gotta force that. That's not doing anything for us. If they've got any sort of counter backup, we are just dead, but what do they do? Good games. I mean, we're probably a 50-50 chance we just died there anyway. And we didn't really have anything else we could do about it. Like we don't even have that much card draw to be able to find the Teferi. I mean, we could do Narset and that'd give us like a 1 in 3 shot of hitting it. Alright, on to the third match. I think letting them abrade my Chrome Mox that game really just threw it away for me. I think we would have been in an okay position otherwise, but basically stone raining me twice with that when I could have countered it. Really ended up hurting, but on to the next one. Alrighty, welcome back to round 3 of Vintage Cube Supreme Draft. We have a turn 1 Thirst for Knowledge, but not a whole lot going else. We're playing against MZ Blazer. I guess we'll keep this. We do have a counter spell. We're on the draw. Being able to Thirst for Knowledge can be quite strong. Good luck, have fun. They mulligan to 6. I don't think you can keep at hand in this format without any sort of fast mana. Imagine they're keeping Remand up with that. We're just gonna play Island, Mana Crypt. You can Remand the Mana Crypt if you'd like, and then we'll pass. Playing Mana Crypt this early can really hurt us, but in this format there's not a whole lot of aggression, so I'm totally okay with it. Just end turn Thirst. We will discard 2 cards. We definitely don't need that many islands. Tails never fails. Tails never fails. Ooh, I'd like to suspend vision, but I'd also like to hold counterspell up. I think it's more important to hold counterspell up than to suspend ancestral vision here. Because we can hold counterspell up this turn and then also hold it up next turn, as well as suspending ancestral. Haha. Always lucky. Oh damn. We're gonna wait on that Mana Crypt. I don't think we need that much mana. I mean, we could play a Consecrated Sphinx here, but I'd like to play it with backup, with counterspell backup, so that we can at least draw a couple cards off of it. Because otherwise we'll just start losing very quickly to our Mana Crypts. Tails fails. Fractured Identity, you say? I don't think we really have to do anything quite yet. Drawing a land there would have been nice, but such is life. Probably should have discarded land Mind Twist since we haven't seen a black source yet. They're going up with the probably good strategy of just letting us kill ourselves with Mana Crypts. I think we just have to pass again. Can't just jam Crypt Sphinx or else we'll start dying faster and then we don't have counterspell up anymore. They shock with the Steam Vents, interesting. Tails? Ooh, Tails is failing us a lot now. Other Fractured Identity. Well, I don't think we can just do nothing. I think we have to start trying to put things on the battlefield. These 2 Mana Crypts are probably going to kill us, but if Remand, that's fine. And we can't force on our turn. Wow, they're just passing back again. I mean, these Mana Crypts are gonna kill us at some point. Tails? Whew. We we'll cast Ancestral on ourselves. My goodness. That is a long time without any sort of lands. I think we cast a Lodestone Golem. See what they have to say about that. They say Mana Drain. Well, I say Counterspell. Lodestone Golem isn't in play. Well, if they've got another counter, then we can use that mana. Otherwise, we'll feel a little silly. Okay, excellent. We can use our mana. We will counterspell back. And we can't do anything else this turn, so we'll just hope that our Lodestone Golem can kill them faster than our Mana Crypts kill us. Sneak attack. Probably should have forced that. We're getting quite lucky. Let's get in for 5. And we'll Mind Twist them for 1. Get rid of their last card in hand. Leaving up Torrential Gear Hulk. Ooh, Mana Drain. It's a good. Oh shit. My god, I am playing sloppy today. Yeah, we're just gonna get this down. Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to have actually cast that that Mind Twist, but such is life. Oh. Awesome flips. Alrighty, well, just gonna go for Island, Narset, Teferi. Well, that increases our chances of not dying next turn. Next turn we can Fractured Identity our own Teferi if we don't die to be able to bounce the second Mana Crypt. Guess my opponent's playing a little sloppy as well. Alrighty. Darn. Good game. I think we actually might have won that if we had. I think we probably should have Vendilion Click in the main deck instead of Worm Coil. I don't think that really does a whole lot. It's an unfortunate draw with the Mana Crypts and not drawing enough lands to be able to deploy our threats without holding up the counter spells, but I think maybe Mind Twist might be a little ambitious as well. Maybe we just throw Tezzeret in there. Yeah, I think that looks good. Can't keep this hand, we've got no fast mana. This hand is much better. We will keep this and put back think Teferi's probably going to be worse than Ashiok. So we can go turn 1 Jace, turn 2 Ashiok. We didn't see any forces from. We did see a force of negation actually. So they could be thinking about whether or not to force of negation the Chrome Mox. They don't. They can't force of negation the Jace, so. Default. Alright, well, I guess we will try to slam the Ashiok here. If this resolves, I think we're... Yeah, this is great. Getting rid of Time Twister, Mana Drain, Misty. They do have a good amount of mana to work with this turn, but we are going to start looting with Jace and hopefully get a Time Walk flashback, Time Walk turn here coming up with 2 Planeswalkers in play. That's really gonna put us quite far ahead. Sneak attack, sure. We didn't see a single good sneak target from them last game. We're gonna loot, just put cards in the bin really. Help us get to Jace faster. Let's see what you got. Nothing you say. We're gonna Time Walk. Loot with Jace. No bid in the Glen. Play the land. Pass the turn to us. Plus with that. Let's loot with Jace first. I'll put the Flooded Strand in the bin. Then we can Time Walk. We already activated Ashiok. Pass the turn to us again. Narset. Oh, it's okay, Daisy. Alexis just got back from shoveling, so Daisy's a little anxious to go say hello. So if they have a very good sneak target this turn, then we could be in trouble, but let's see what they have in store for us. Grizzlebrand. That's a pretty good one. Gonna kill our Narset, that makes sense, because otherwise they can't draw any cards with Grizzlebrand. I imagine they're gonna set up to be able to sneak something else in next turn. Alternatively, they could just play a bunch of Mox in. Ashiok will kill them in 2 turns if they don't have anything. We're just gonna do nothing. We've got either Thirst or Remand available. Obviously we can't interact with the Show and Tell that's on the battlefield, but let's see what they have. I think Emrakul's the only thing that really gets us here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what they got. Oh, Blight Steel will do it too. Alright, good games, opponent. And we went 1 and 3. Let's take a look at the deck. I think the deck was okay. Nothing fantastic. I think Fractured Identity didn't really do a whole lot. I think that's much more valuable in a lower powered format, or a format that's more creature and planeswalker centric. This one's kind of a very spell centric. Mind Twist was okay, but I don't think we really had the mana to be able to consistently cast it. I mean, we had 5 black sources, technically 6 if we want to count Chrome Mox exiling either second Mind Twist or Ashiok. I think putting in either Vendilion Click or Tezzeret for the Worm Coil would have been a good idea, but I was thinking we were fairly light on win cons, so I kind of wanted just something that would kill them quickly. But yeah, overall, it was a decent deck. I don't think I'll be drafting this again. I like regular Vintage Cube much better. I'm sure you noticed today, with these, with this video, but a lot of these decks end up just kind of being the same thing. Value blue cards with Force, Moxen, Time Walk, Ancestral. They're all pretty much the same deck, so drafting it again, I don't think it's going to be giving me a much different experience. I will be drafting and streaming Vintage Cube next weekend. Once it gets back to the non-Supreme draft, I will be try to stream Saturdays from around 2 to 6-ish, and Monday nights from 6:30, 7 o'clock until probably around 8:30. So if you want to hang out, then you can hit me up at twitch.tv/thefiresidegamer. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.